everybody. I'm Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and everybody's got a prize for lazy booking. Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Lazy Booking. No, it's true. It's damn true. Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and if you want to know what's going on in wrestling, check out Lazy Bookings. Ho!
What up, fam? Niche night. Only one show tonight on A2DRadio.com from the Real Talk Studios. We're brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. Our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton, New Jersey. You can find him on the web, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. No appointment necessary. Go see the best doc in the business. Our topic of conversation tonight, lots to talk about. We're going to be talking Survivor Series preview, and we want to know, fam, out there on Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else you're catching A2D's content. We want to know, are you excited to watch Survivor Series? I'm excited to watch it. Agree, disagree. That's brought to you by ATS Sports Picks, ATSSportsPicks.com. Use the promo code A2D and get 20% off all first-time packages purchased. We like to see when the fam wins some money. Obviously, Mr. Matty Sinsudi is not here tonight and filling in, another handsome young gentleman here. He supports the Twins. This is Mr.
Always.
Greg Malakovic from AM and the PM fame, as well as you see him all over A2D. First time, I think, on Lazy Booking, right?
Yeah, not a round table. Yeah, first time on the actual
Lazy Booking. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you, sir.
I am Chrome, and as always, or usual, Mr. Ryan Brodo over here on the ones and twos.
Gentlemen, how are you? Greg, how are you?
Oh, living the dream. What's up?
We're
What's
great.
up, man?
Late start tonight. Flyers 3-3 right now for all you hockey heads, you puck heads out there. So we'll keep
That's
you
not
updated
nice
on
to
the
call
score.
them. Oh, you said puck.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, I give them the other one. So, well, hey guys, lots to talk about. Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver WarGames preview. CM Punk officially on WWE Backstage. Lots to take away from that. We're going to break down some of the things we heard on there. His one-on-one with Rene, some of his other interactions, his interesting promos himself that he cut. And hey, some guys just have it. They never lose it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll touch on some of the highlights, more lowlights than I would say highlights. But some of the highlights from AEW this week, I mean, I think it's fair to say it seemed like they packed it in for the most part for this week and chalked it up as a loss. They technically lost in the ratings war for the first time, if you want to call it a ratings war. There ain't much ratings on either show. But first time they've lost since both shows have been going head-to-head. And then anything else that might be under the sun that you, fam, want to talk about, engage us, talk to us on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. We're going to get to your comments. We want you guys to give us your predictions as we go through the cards. And we're going to talk the build-up. So that's kind of where I want to start. We kind of been off and on a little bit with Lazy Booking over the last handful of weeks. So we really haven't dived into the programming that we've seen really across WWE programming altogether, with the invasion angles that we've seen, the high spotlight that NXT has really gotten here. So we'll dive into that in a second, but I want to know, because of that, are you excited to watch Survivor Series this weekend?
Yeah, I am. And to be honest, I'm a couple weeks behind on your weekly programming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But with the invasions, with the run-ins, with the chaos that has created, it's almost like when Nexus came out, right? Mm-hmm. Or the Shield when they first busted through. Mm-hmm. It was just chaos, which brought, maybe the not super invested, but, always hung around and kept up people engaged.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That chaos brings good TV at times.
Oh, for sure.
And so that's what's got me, even though I'm still catching up, what's got me invested and looking forward to Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I would agree. It kind of it dates back to when you talk about back in the you sort of bring up old angles, Nexus, and even go a step further and go back to NWO.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that was
the
out.
OGs, yeah.
And it was kind of like that unpredictability of what's going to happen next, who's going to show up. And I think WWE dabbled in it last year when they had that awesome SmackDown invasion of Raw with the infamous image of Becky Lynch getting her face busted open.
Right, yeah.
And I felt like, a lot of times when you see like Royal Rumble, you know that the go home show is going to have, some kind of a mass brawl of all these people this is a preview of what it's going to be like this Sunday, like the cliche kind of things. And I think we all kind of felt like going into this year that they were going to have something similar, but that addition of NXT was a whole new element. And I think particularly the way they were able to take the kind of negative situation of their superstars being held back in Saudi Arabia,
Right.
and how they had to completely rewrite Friday Night SmackDown the next night. It was the best Friday Night SmackDown they had. And on top of it, it just snowball affected this whole month of TV programming for WWE. And I think it's been absolutely excellent with the unpredictability of it.
Well, I believe, and this was, about 3-4 weeks ago, because I was in North Carolina at the time, and I sent you a text literally 5 seconds after that SmackDown aired, in what you're talking about, and I sent you just verbatim, this is everything I've been waiting for so many years. Mm-hmm. On this show alone, how many times have we fantasy booked something, and we have booked that episode of SmackDown numerous times. Mm-hmm. It's that they finally did it. And to your point, it's almost ironic that they did it when it was almost an accident, for example.
Right. Like it had to happen.
Yes.
Like they got backed into a corner and forced to pull the trigger on it.
Yes, exactly. Well, because, and I think this ties into, one of the things CM Punk talked about on WWE Backstage, to where it's overstructured, it's overscripted, to where there couldn't be overstructure in that episode because they had no idea what was going on. You know what I'm saying? To where they just had to scramble together an episode. And, oh, by the way, that episode was one of the best SmackDowns I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was huge. And obviously that really kickstarted the build for this entire pay-per-view, which I had no idea they were going in that direction, where it was, it was main roster, it was Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. It reminded me of the old video game, I think, from 2007?
Yeah.
SmackDown versus Raw versus ECW.
Yeah.
It was very similar to that, but 10 times better.
Yeah.
So I feel like the best moment of all this through the invasions, whether it was on Raw or SmackDown, was from that first night on SmackDown when Adam Cole, it's Shawn Michaels and it's Triple H backstage talking to Daniel Bryan, and they kind of tease that Triple H is going to fight Daniel Bryan that night, and then you see Shawn Michaels kind of take off the jacket, and Triple H is like, no, it's not Shawn. And then Adam Cole comes in, and you can hear the arena go freaking nuts.
They erupted.
And this is a guy that was never on WWE main programming before, to where he's not the unknown, because, WWE fans are much more in tune now than they were, in the late 90s, early 2000s, for example, because of the internet, because of Twitter and such.
Right.
Just that reaction alone got me hooked for the rest of this.
Oh.
And it showed that I feel like Vince in his office, or in Gorilla, wherever he was, when he heard that, there had to have been alarms going off in his head, like, oh, maybe Triple H knows what he's doing with NXT. Like maybe the son-in-law knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's been great.
And even to add to that, so we talk about this quote unquote ratings war, whatever. Now, this is a way bringing these guys and highlighting them on your main program to now say, let's get some eyes on the NXT show, on that NXT product, and let's show what these guys can do against the main roster guy. I mean, for all intents and purposes, to me, NXT is a main roster brand at this point.
Now it is.
Now,
yes.
Now, yes.
Because of, with the help from the draft, and then you had guys like Finn Balor going back, so I agree with you. It's not like it's the developmental anymore. Sure, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously all the champs, and all the top end guys could be on any show.
Yep.
And could flourish on any show.
And I would even say with that too, it's almost like and I don't know this for sure, But it almost seems like now in hindsight, maybe they kind of dabbled with it a little bit when they sent guys like a Tyler Breeze back. And he was on NXT TakeOver, and he was a highlight on there. I can't remember which TakeOver it was. It might have been like 2 of them. But I remember him going back, and when he initially went back when Fandango was still hurt, he started to show a whole different character, and he was able to help those other guys kind of be seen in a different light. And it was like, okay, maybe this is a place that some of these guys can definitely go back to. A guy like Cesaro, I mean, he's not now, but he's a guy that I could see going back there, having these awesome matches. You see now Finn Balor's going back and what he's doing, and the dream matches that you're going to say. Like, you brought up Adam Cole.
Yep.
A year ago, 2 years ago, we never would have thought we'd see Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole ever.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
We never thought we'd see Daniel Bryan step in the ring ever again.
True.
And then you now have this kind of opportunity by adding the element of NXT to present these matches. You went and you saw, even having Shayna Baszler just sit down and have a face-to-face with Becky Lynch. And I haven't been a big Shayna Baszler guy, and everybody knows it. But I've also vocally said I've started to come around on her. I feel like she's finally getting past that green part.
I'm the same way, as you, to where I feel like you and I were labeled as like the Shayna Baszler haters because, she was very green at, for the first arguably like year of her career. And then she got the belt, 6 months after debuting, within the first 6 months?
She has been champion for a long time at this point, too.
I was so far gone as far as, accepting her to where, like, nothing she could do would have been, good in my eyes. She's freaking awesome now. Like, what a way she's come for a guy in myself to where I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I figured there's a million other people that could be in her spot. There were a million matches that were awesome, in takeovers
Just
in the
because
past.
she's Ronda's girl.
Well, it was just like there's so many not more talented. I don't want to say that, but you get my point. To where there were so many,
technically wrestling-wise.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back. I mean, the matches with Kairi Sane, for example, and I know Kairi Sane beat her once, but then she quickly got the belt right back. For example, Bianca Belair. There was 100 matches that were programs that we're going towards, okay, this is when Shayna Baszler's finally going to lose and move on, and it didn't happen. So where that was frustrating. Now, she's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great. Whatever they did and whatever she did, it's fantastic.
I mean, for me, it was the in-ring work, and I've seen that come along. And I think that the character development, the idea of her character to start was spot on. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've heard the argument that that's what Ronda should have been when she came in.
Yeah.
But because she's Ronda, they wanted to kind of put the pomp and circumstance out there. They end up kind of making her be the, hey, I'm going to come out and smile, but then I'm going to kick your ass type of person.
I freaking hate that.
And really, it probably should have been more of this. Mm-hmm. But that character has just continued to develop more. And my gripe was always, I never feared that the character wasn't going to be money. It's the in-ring work. And I feel like that's come along so much more. And it could be attributed to it, a lot of the talent she's working with now. Before, no knock to people like Ember Moon, who are very talented, but to have her work with some of the best talent in the world like Io Shirai and Kairi Sane and these other people who have been in other places and work different styles, I think has forced her to up her level.
Yep.
And now you see her in a program with Bailey, who's now getting hot too with her heel character.
Yep.
And Becky, and I'm telling you, that face-to-face she had with Becky was freaking spot on. To me, that's where she turned the corner.
Is it crazy to say, and fam, chime in on this if you have an opinion on this too, that out of those three, which we're going to see in a match, obviously, Bailey, Baszler, and obviously Becky, the most uninteresting one right now is Becky Lynch?
I think you're absolutely
Who
right.
would have thought that?
Yeah.
That's. I think a lot of people would agree.
She's being overshadowed.
Well, I think it's.
At currently.
I think she's being overproduced, and I think it's overkill with her to where, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, she's one of the biggest faces in the company, justifiably so. But I think it's kind of like the Seth Rollins thing, and it's ironic that they're both together. You know what I'm saying? To where it was too much. Oh, Seth. Too much Becky. You know, what I'm saying? It wasn't organic. To where I think now they're kind of like the fans have kind of turned on Seth.
Yeah.
And Becky. I'm not saying they've turned on Becky, but I mean, if I'm saying that Shayna Baszler and Bayley are more interesting than Becky Lynch, you know something's wrong.
Well, it was something and listen, they addressed that on Backstage, and then we're not going to get into the previews quite this second shortly, but that was a point that was also talked about on there, was that, and I agree with the point that was made, is that I don't necessarily think that Becky needs the win here, and that's probably why, because the Bayley character is still developing. Mm-hmm. The Shayna character is fresh to people now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And there's more intrigue in seeing them, but I do believe that having Becky in this is a big, strong catalyst because of how big Becky is, and that she can help to continue to develop both of them in different ways with her character. And I mean, you saw it this week too. So, I mean, I love the element of this, and the only thing that's a little hokey to me, which always is particularly it's tough for NXT right now because they're running 2 shows at this point. So you're seeing these WarGames teams batting against each other.
Let's go.
Flyers, baby, 4-3.
G.
Was that Drew?
It was G.
Who was the pass?
I think it was TK. Let's go.
That's a great beard, by the way.
Frost. It was Frosty
Frosty.
again. That with the pass.
Give me a mug, Frost.
Yo, homeboy is like off to a hell of a good start.
TK behind the net.
Then the Frost.
Then the
G.
Frost. And then over to G.
What a pass.
Maddie's entire house right now is upside down. He's going crazy right now.
Look at that. Right under. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful delivery.
All 3 of them.
But getting back to what I was saying, like, it's a little hokey to see, we're WarGames opponents, but then like the next, 20 minutes into the next segment of the show, like on NXT this week, now we're gonna help each other out. It's just unusual. Or you have Rhea Ripley. So great match, by the way, this week on NXT to open. I know you didn't see it, but Becky Lynch was basically came out, opened the show, and had a somewhat of an open challenge to anybody on the NXT roster, and Rhea Ripley steps up. And now Rhea Ripley's been coming out and attacking them for weeks, and then it makes sense. Hey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to step up because they're not going to give away Shayna already. And then all of a sudden, some of the women, it was Shayna's girls, I forget what the hell their names are off the top of my head right now, but they come in and now they're attacking both of them, and now Becky and Rhea are like side by side, like they're on the same team.
Yeah.
It's like, you're kind of confusing storylines a little bit. And it's tough when you're running 2 shows like that. But
that was my initial thought too. Like the first couple, invasions you saw, you kept seeing the same cast of characters from NXT. Now I understand you obviously want to promote your upper, your upper echelon, your champs and everything, but it's like, to your point, like, I don't need to see everybody, all 5 champs or whatever together all the time when on Wednesday they're going to be fighting each other again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see that,
Yeah.
But I get you. To your point, though, it's tough, especially when you get backed into something like they did, and then trying to figure out that balance going forward.
Yeah. Now, what I did like, though, is the gradual integration of finally getting all 3 this week in one spot. It was NXT's coming in and attacking both shows individually. And then you started this week now, SmackDown's coming over to Raw. And then NXT's now jumping in their battle. And it ended up kind of being all of the brands finally going at it, which I enjoyed the gradual build. I would argue that in a 1-month time span over the last 2 years, Survivor Series may be the most interesting build that they've had over the last 2 years in a short period of time because of that unpredictability. Ryan, I lost a couple of comments over here.
Yeah, I can fly through.
I have the first one I have is "What's up, fam?" from Andy Ritter. So if there's anything before that, can you get that, and then I'll pick up on Ritter.
So frankly, just off saying, "Hey yo, sorry to bother you at work. Where is Matt? Matt is off tonight, sir. John C. Danzo says, "What up, fam?"
What's up, John?
What up, Frank and John?
And then you have Andy's, correct? What's
Yes.
up, fam? Okay.
So Andy says, "What's up, fam? I'm so ready for Survivor Series. Can I get a cheap plug for my NXT and Survivor Series ballots?" What? You're gonna plug it yourself, buddy, on when I read the chat. So you're good. Now Andy drops his the what is it called? The Universal Prediction ballots.
Yeah.
This week, are you doing both? Doing a prediction ballot for both. That's interesting. I don't remember you doing that before.
Go big or go home.
They're going to drop later tonight after the show, and says Survivor Series watch party this weekend at the Cards and Comics in Conroe for all local folks. We're doing giveaways and prizes.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
if you're in the Houston
Let's fly to
area,
Houston.
go check them out.
Let's join Andy in Houston.
Hey, I'm in. I might be doing Royal Rumble, buddy. Stay tuned. John Danzo says, any thoughts on Jim Cornette? Stupid. So, if anyone doesn't know, Jim Cornette made a racially insensitive remark during a Trevor Murdoch and I just remember Magnus. I can't remember Nick Aldis. Jeez, I can't remember names tonight. During NWA Power, they didn't edit it the first time, which is stupid to begin with by their production team.
I hope they were fired too.
I did not listen to Cornette's podcast. He did not seem very sorry. But anyway, he was released basically or resigned from NWA. He's an idiot. That's all I got for you, buddy. Andy says, is that Brodo? How is the best producer in the business?
Another day in paradise, my man.
He wishes he was good as me.
A2D Live, love to hear it,
Taught
man.
you everything I know.
John says, over the past few weeks, they have been teasing the Four Horsewomen feud. Will this finally happen? And if so, Rumble or Mania? I don't know that we're ever going to get Ronda back.
Oh.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I think she's going to have a kid. I don't think she's going to come back.
See how he just adds that in there?
Yeah,
just
nonchalant. Oh yeah. We're never getting her back. Uh-huh.
I mean, that's like a title of a show. Ronda Rousey will never be back. Here's why. Like, that's a title of a show.
Poll question and everything. Will Ronda be back?
Yeah.
Agree or disagree?
Jesus Chrome.
It's a gut feeling. I don't know. I'm swayed on it. She doesn't need it. She's done what
I don't need her to be back.
I miss her. I actually think she's very, very much missed.
I don't miss her entrances. You know that.
Wow. Yeah, I know you don't. But
I'm so angry backstage. Hi, everyone. Good to see everyone. Here's a high five for you and you and you.
You should see it on Total Divas.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
David Rosca says Daniel Bryan will be the new SmackDown Universal Champion.
Good. You got half of his YouTube comments, though.
Mr. Rosca, Hockey Happy Hour is not on this week, so it is not on tomorrow night. He says Becky Lynch will win the triple threat match.
Oh, he didn't say that.
Yeah, I agree that Becky is the least interesting in the current storyline, but I think Shayna is interested. Probably interesting. I don't know. You can't type, apparently. Tom says, my guys, what's up, Mr. Thomas Kennedy McMahon Arnone? Andy says, interesting because she is the invading force, and Bayley because she's finally healed. Becky is just in a slump in her overarching story and development. Tom agrees with the poll.
Good answer, Tom.
Good answer, Tom.
He's excited about a WWE pay-per-view. I in writing.
Is he going to watch?
Hey, according to the
poll,
he's going to watch. Good answer.
And he says, can we talk about how we don't know the NXT teams for Sunday, and I actually love it. And he also says, Jessamine Duke and Maria Shafir. You're right. I think we were talking about it before the air. Honestly, I think because of WarGames, they're going to throw out there who's in the best shape. I just think it's that simple.
Right.
So they can leave it a mystery for the time being. I do have my theory on who the mystery partner in WarGames will be, and we'll talk about that in a few short minutes.
Look at John getting in here. He's like, when can I drop my predictions?
Oh, we're going to be
ready.
We're going to jump into the predictions in a few minutes, buddy. Mr. Rosca says NXT should bring the ECW champ back. No, they shouldn't.
No.
Andy Ritter says, yes, we are doing both. Rosca says 1987 Survivor Series is my favorite. I was watching on WWE Network. It's actually pretty fun to go back and watch some of those
I was
Survivor
about to say,
Series.
David, were you even alive in 1987? I don't know. Curious.
Well, that's what the network's for,
I
buddy.
know. I forgot it. I forgot for a second that the network's there. And they went up 67 cents for me.
Is there anything on Tube other than Mr. Rosca double dipping?
Rosca says Brock Lesnar beats Rey Mysterio in 8 seconds at Survivor Series.
Okay.
And then Trayvon Dixon, what's up?
What's
Hey,
up,
it's
Trayvon?
It's 8:30. It's 8:34. Now where are y'all at?
Is he going to say every minute? It's 8:35.
That's it.
It's
That's it.
8:36.
That's you two.
8:37.
Yeah, we got a late start.
That's what. Unless you see anything different, that's all I have.
No, for now, everyone's on
Fairness.
Facebook, yeah.
In fairness to us, Hockey Happy Hour was technically supposed to originally be on tonight, and we weren't supposed to go until 10.
So we're technically
So
early.
we are exceedingly early for what our technical
Yes.
time
We got
was.
Tommy Jr. over here with his Jim Leland's.
And we were having a meeting, too. We were having a meeting.
Ooh, I'll have to screenshot. Well, you can pull it up if I lose it. John dropped all of his predictions.
Yeah,
in
I
here.
have it here, yeah. He had that on. I could tell he had that on another browser, and he just hit copy, paste. He was ready. He was ready.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I would argue that this is the best programming that they do out of the year, and I love the NXT element. I think it's so freaking good. And we've gotten a lot of great matches. This week, if you go back, if for whatever reason you don't watch NXT because maybe you don't get the time, I'm telling you, go back and watch the Revival versus the Undisputed Era.
Oh, I'm sure
That match was spectacular this week. Unbelievable. Worth every second. Me and Ryan were talking, and it's a lot of wrestling to get to.
Yeah.
And we work day jobs. I can't always watch every second of it. I mean, hell, now Impact's on, and I'm watching that. But I have to pick and choose my battles. Listen, I love any chance I get to watch Tessa Blanchard, I'm watching her. But I will tell you that you have to pick and choose your spots. I watched NXT from start to finish. I couldn't pull myself away from it. I had to watch it consistently through. This was a great week for NXT. And I think it was good for them. The AEW kind of packed it in my opinion. John says, "Yep, you got that right." Talking about the copy and pasting.
He was ready.
Listen, bro.
Elliot, well done.
If you were typing that whole thing out more than once, I would think that you're crazy. All right. So shall we get into the card and predictions?
I have both cards ready to go. You just tell me where you want to start.
Do we want to do NXT TakeOver? Well, what do I think it's on YouTube. It has it listed for Survivor Series first, right?
Correct.
We'll do Survivor Series, and that's fine.
So, let's see. Let's start at the
and
bottom
mind you,
here.
we're blindly going in not knowing who's on the NXT teams.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to make a difference anyway, but...
And then correct me. So this is as of today. So if any of the names or anything are off, just let me know. Because the website sometimes are off. We'll start with the triple threat match. It is United States Champion AJ Styles versus Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus NXT North American Champion Roderick Strong.
Before we get into it, are the titles up for grabs?
No.
So it's just a flat triple
it's
threat
champion
match.
versus champion match.
Right.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if any of the titles were changing
It's
to
all
where,
bragging rights.
Wouldn't that be something?
to where you're dual champion now. You know what I mean?
You'll be a triple champion.
Or triple champion.
Or the entire pay-per-view would be disqualifications.
Dusty finishes.
Yes.
So AJ, Shinsuke, and Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is tough.
Who you got?
I'm going to go Shinsuke.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm going Shinsuke.
See, I think that this is where NXT gets a W, and I think Roderick Strong goes over in this match.
Who's he pinning?
Shinsuke.
Okay.
They'll protect AJ. Not that they need to protect AJ, but I think that this could arguably steal the night, this match.
No.
Oh, I think this is, absolutely.
Now, here's a question.
This is a great match.
Before I give you mine, who's playing the babyface here? Because these are three heels.
You don't need a baby face. They can all just be assholes.
I understand that, but usually, if there is one.
I don't think any of them work
Really?
as a baby face in this match. It's triple threat. There's no disqualification.
No, I understand that.
If it was a match where someone needs, there's DQs and stuff, someone's going to work a babyface style. But in a triple threat, there's no DQs.
I think it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's going to win based off of a move that AJ Styles did. He's going to pull him out of the ring. Maybe it's Sami Zayn who interferes, and he pins Roderick Strong.
I thought you were going to say, I thought you said he was going to kick him in the nuts again, AJ.
No. Well, maybe. Then we have the triple threat tag team match. It is the Raw tag team champions, the Viking Raiders, or the Viking Experience, as they will always be, versus the SmackDown tag team champions, the New Day, versus the NXT tag team champions, the Undisputed Era.
This one's a tough pick.
I hope it's not the New Day.
I
have a bad feeling, though.
I have a feeling it's going to be the New Day. I actually think the Viking Raiders, even more than Undisputed Era, would be the ideal ones to win this. I'm going to go Viking Raiders for that.
That's kind of that's kind of where I was leading because of the three groups, they're the lesser known.
Yeah.
They're the lesser pushed.
Yeah.
They're the I mean, hell, they had to change their name.
You
know what I mean? Like
3 times.
Multiple times. So like I think you put it the correct way. They need it the most.
Yeah. And I think that Big E is the one that takes the pin.
Oh, no. No. I'm going the New Day.
The New Day!
Based off of this, because I have Shinsuke Nakamura winning, and I think these are going to be like the first 2 matches, to be honest. If Nakamura wins, I don't think that gets a crazy reaction from the crowd. I think that kind of evens it out with the popular team and the New Day winning. And also, people could spin it on this would be redemption for Kofi the way he lost. Obviously he lost the title.
Yeah.
To where, oh, no, we're respecting him now. Here's a win. He can get the pin. You know what I'm saying?
See,
empty netter from like
Whoa.
70 feet.
Who scored that?
Let's go. I think it might have been Cooch or Kevin Hayes.
He's back on the
Kevin
ice.
Hayes. Yeah,
Kevin Hayes.
The guy with the puck.
He got crushed in the nose with a puck earlier.
He looks like it.
Yeah, look at him. Did you see all the dried blood?
Yeah.
So
That was from the other. That was from almost the other face-off dot. Look at that.
wow,
Look at the
Let's
precision.
go.
Well, that's a win for us.
Big win.
they needed it.
Nobody expected them to beat this team.
Let's go. Sorry.
What were you saying, Crumb?
So here's my theory on all these matches. And you know what? We're just going to go in the next match. Let's do the next match first, and I'm going to give you my theory of why. We don't know who he's facing, but Adam Cole is not losing his NXT title. So we're just going to put it at that. I think we can all
You mean
agree.
at WarGames?
No, so he's in the WarGames match. There's a triple threat match at WarGames to determine who he faces at Survivor Series for his title. So I think it's safe to say he's not losing his NXT title.
Correct.
So my idea, my reason why I have Roderick Strong winning, and why, whether it's Undisputed Era or Viking Raiders, I believe that they're going to put somebody over. But I believe that just as they're going to protect AJ Styles, and just as I think that they're going to protect Kofi, they will have Big E can take the pin, and I don't think that they're going to. AJ's not going to go over in this. I think that they're going to try to keep the Undisputed Era strong. So whether it's by win, I think one will win, one will lose, but will not factor into the loss. And that keeps both of those teams strong because nobody in the night on the Undisputed Era were pinned.
Right.
So I'm just kind of putting all those factors in. So for me, I don't see AJ taking a pin, and for me, I don't see Kofi taking a pin.
Okay.
So
the men's Survivor Series elimination triple threat match. Team Raw, which consists of Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Ricochet, and Drew McIntyre, versus Team SmackDown, which consists of King Corbin, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G,
fucking I
formerly
hate
known
that
as
so much.
Chad Gable, versus NXT, which consists of TBD.
I don't think NXT is winning this match.
No, I don't either.
And spoiler alert, I don't think they're going to win the women's match either.
Oh.
But I think that Raw has the stronger team. However, wouldn't shock me if you see either Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins turn. And I feel like we're at the point, there's kind of been speculation that we're getting close to a Seth heel turn, to where I think that you may get the fake out that it might be Kevin Owens, but it's actually Seth Rollins who turns. I don't think he leaves Raw to go to NXT, but I think he turns on the team, and I think that Team SmackDown wins this match. And I would say the sole survivors are going to be Roman and Mustafa Ali. Aren't you happy his first name's back, by the way? You had it right. You refused to not call him by the first name.
Yeah, you're right.
WWE must have
But
listened
again,
to
it's
you.
evened out because literally the name I said after that is Shorty G. So my excitement can only go for so long, Mr. Chrome.
Well, that's my two survivors in the match. It will be Roman and Mustafa Ali.
Greg?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Raw just because of that team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I get what you're saying, and it probably will happen. I'm just going to go Raw because that team is stacked. When you put the teams up, even TBD,
Yeah.
even TBD, like you look at like who that could be, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? None of them even stack up to Shorty G and SmackDown's roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, team versus let alone the power hitters.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see if Raw wins, the sole survivor being Ricochet. I could see them doing a turn on one of the guys from Raw and them still winning and having Ricochet overcome. The surprise element of let's knock off a bunch of this super powered Raw team, have a bunch of those guys get knocked off. And then Ricochet has to overcome the odds. Man, you make him he's a friggin' star already, but damn.
I think the final three competitors in this match will be Seth Rollins.
and TBD.
Vacant.
No, Vacant's one guy.
Oh, that's right. Pardon. Yeah, he won't be there. No. Seth Rollins.
He's dead.
Yes. The final three competitors will be Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and King Corbin. Oh. And you know what I'm going to say next.
Maybe King Corbin wins.
I do have him winning.
Oh, so you have SmackDown winning.
Mute his mic.
Because,
You're
well,
done.
Mute his mic.
you know I would be the one that does
Yeah,
that.
I know that.
Don't you wish that on us, Ryan.
No. I have Seth Rollins
Does he
turning.
pin Shorty G?
Who?
Corbin.
Same team.
I know.
That would be very King Corbin-esque, wouldn't it?
But like that's the comical thing to me. Like you have Shorty G and Corbin on the same team.
Yeah, doesn't
It's
make any
amazing.
sense. I have Seth Rollins turning on Kevin Owens.
Okay.
I see them going into a feud.
I wouldn't hate it.
Neither would I.
That would be a good feud.
Yeah.
So I have King Corbin winning. I have Seth Rollins turning on Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins leaving and being counted out, quote unquote, and then King Corbin kind of picking up the scraps and winning in cheap fashion. That would be the ultra heat finish of the pay-per-view. Next, we have the Women's Survivor Series Elimination Triple Threat match. Say that 100 times fast.
Go ahead.
Team Raw, which consists of Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan.
Yeah, that's a weird.
I guess we ran out of people.
Oh my gosh.
that was a weird addition to throw Sarah Logan in there.
Well, I guess
Has she even been on programming up until
She
recently?
was this week.
Oh,
she showed up at NXT as part of the
Raw.
With the Raw, with her flannel with the Raw shirt under the flannel.
Greg, you must have missed it. She's a consistent main eventer on main
Obviously.
event. On main event.
Oh, on main event.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely missed that.
Is there a main event team?
Yeah. Well, it would be the captain would be Sarah
Be
Logan.
her, Dana Brooke.
Well, speaking of Dana Brooke, they're going up against Team SmackDown, which consists of Dana Brooke, Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Carmella, and Nikki Cross. Is Alexa Bliss's hurt again?
She's, I guess. I don't know.
Versus,
Yeah, she is.
Shocker.
She is.
Don't you make fun. You be respectful.
I'm not saying I don't want to look at her, but she's just never on screen.
You be respectful. Versus
Is Mandy Rose in this match?
No.
I'm out.
You know,
I'm out.
that's what I'm saying. Like Nikki,
This is my
Sarah Logan's in
shipwreck
this match,
But Mandy
Dana
Rose.
Brooke's in this match, but we don't even have the Iconics in this match.
No Iconics, no
What are we
Fire and
doing?
Desire.
Nope,
Nothing.
Versus Team NXT,
support
which
the
is
Twins.
But support the Twins. I'm trying to support Twins. I'm trying. They don't give me the option to support Twins.
maybe the Bellas. Maybe the Bellas will show
Let's
up.
go. Can they be on team
Maybe they'll be on
NXT?
Team NXT.
Let's go.
Listen, maybe Brie
They just
Bella,
had their birthday.
As long as Liv Morgan's not around, I feel like Brie Bella will be fine to be in the match. Anyway, versus Team NXT, which is to be determined. Going along with a theme.
Jeez.
You know, it's really hard to pick Team NXT when we don't know who's there.
You know, it's pretty funny, though, in hindsight.
Is it just me or are those two terrible teams?
Yeah.
No, it's not just you. They suck. Those teams suck.
I'm going to say that Team Raw wins just because it's just Charlotte Flair.
I think it's Team NXT.
I mean, in hindsight, by team, NXT probably should win this match.
Just because at least I know they don't suck right now.
Well, we don't have Alicia Fox, at least.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Is she still employed?
I have no idea.
Oh, my gosh. I tried to forget about her till you brought her up.
With her stupid dance.
Change
Change the subject,
stupid
please.
hat.
I'm going to go Team Raw here just because I think of the Charlotte Flair X Factor to me is a big deal.
As long as Natalia's not the survivor, I'm okay.
Oh, God. And her cat ears.
I can do without her.
Oh, God.
Anybody see
Can
on
she start crying? Is she going to start crying
Well,
again?
that's my point.
By the
That's
way,
exactly my point.
By the way, sidebar. Her on Total Divas trying to get Ronda Rousey's dog to like her, and she put peanut butter in her crotch and on her chest to trick Ronda into thinking the dog liked her when it licked her.
Surprised Greg didn't just
unusual.
pick up the
It's
phone
natty.
like, can I?
It's natty, though. You tell me anybody else, I'm like, where's this clip at? I'm watching Total Divas. Let's go!
Why didn't you tell me?
This is why guys watch Total Divas. I get it now. Because I did it before.
I had my notifications on and everything. Nobody told me this.
Upgrade the DVR. We need multiple shows.
Let's go.
I'm ordering the DVD right now. Do they have Blu-ray available? Is there 4K?
Is this on Hulu? Can I stream on Hulu?
Do they release this in 3D?
Yes.
I don't need 3D. I don't have glasses.
What if it came with the Blu-ray?
Oh, then we're in.
We're in. It's it.
Let's go.
No, you got to go to the movie theater, and when you go to the IMAX,
You steal them?
Steal them.
Yeah. I think I had like 700 pair downstairs.
Greg would be sitting front row just.
Thank God I got a buffer seat.
Forget the popcorn. I'm good. So I have Team NXT winning, just because maybe Rhea Ripley's on there, and I know at least she's better than 90% of the women on this.
The NXT roster's deep.
It's good.
The women are very good.
Yeah, that's kind of, even like I said, even though I'm behind, the one thing you do see is the talent of NXT. And, yeah, even at TBD, if there's 2 or 3 of their top talents on that team, they can make a run. I'll go SmackDown, though, just because I went Raw with the men. We'll go SmackDown.
Listen, I should be going SmackDown because out of paying respect to Lacey Evans, who thank God she's on there. If it was no Mandy Rose, no Iconics, and no Lacey Evans, what are we doing? Can we just go home?
No, Lacey's on a team.
No, but my
That's
point
what you're
is,
saying.
at least
she's the saving grace of that team.
there's nobody else.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Hopefully Sasha's first out.
Carmella.
Oh, yeah.
I like Carmella.
Yeah, out of respect for Corey Graves, though, I left her off. You know what I'm saying? You're not the only one who watched the program. Triple threat match. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley versus NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. John just said Total Divas virtual reality.
Total Divas VR. Let's go.
That'll get the ratings up.
Probably won't be too far away.
This is an interesting match. I don't think Becky wins this match.
I'm going Bayley.
See, I could see NXT taking another win in this one.
I'd be fine with that.
That's kind of where I was leading. The push, the impact that she has had in the invasions. I think Shayna takes this.
I think I'm going to go with Shayna as well.
Is there any chance?
How is DeAndre Hopkins that wide open? Sorry.
Is he playing the Eagles tonight?
Might as well be.
Is there any chance, because I know we talked about your gut feeling earlier, is there any chance we see Ronda on? No?
None.
Because that would set up the 4 horsewomen thing.
I don't think there's a chance in hell you see Ronda.
All right.
I don't think that they, similar to, and we didn't even mention on the air, we talked about it beforehand, Triple H doing his conference call this week, and he said, he was asked, is he going to be on Team NXT? And he said, absolutely not. It's about highlighting the young talent and putting the NXT brand on the map. Ronda overshadows Shayna at that point.
True.
This is an opportunity for Shayna to go onto the main roster or up against main roster talent, and be highlighted as an individual. I think you taint that the moment Ronda Rousey's music hits. So I do not believe that you will see Ronda Rousey.
Did you give your prediction, Greg?
I would Shayna.
Okay. The next, we have 2 more left. The Universal Championship match, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan.
The Fiend.
Yeah, I think this is the easiest
Oh,
one.
this is just a one-on-one?
This is for the
I
title.
was waiting for like a
Oh, yeah,
you
for
know,
the Universal
yeah,
Championship.
it's the Fiend. They're not taking it off that quick.
No.
If you put it on them, why take it off right
I think
now?
Daniel Bryan gets crushed, to be honest.
I think if you were going to
I
put
think this is a
a
squash.
title on Daniel Bryan, you should have had him beat Adam Cole.
Well,
and
listen.
you weren't having that happen.
Yeah,
true.
You know what I mean? Like, so nothing was happening
Right.
with Daniel Bryan. He's just in it.
I mean, listen,
Just needs to support Bray and get paid. So
if the Fiend can take... and he's got to save the planet, too.
I know.
And listen, if the Fiend can take 29 curb stomps, I think he's going to be okay. I think we're going to go with the Fiend.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
And finally, the WWE Championship, no holds barred, no disqualification match. It is Brock Lesnar defending against Rey Mysterio. Something weird's got to happen here.
This is like
This is a tough one.
this is like when you look at like wrestling and you looked at these two guys next to each other.
Right.
There's 0.000 shot in hell that Rey Mysterio would ever beat him.
Well, that's why you
Outside of pulling out a gun and just like, you know, what I'm saying? But like,
Well, he can do that now
Well,
because
it's
no
no
holds
holds
barred.
that's what I'm saying. And in this match, yes, now it makes sense. And it's just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, you're right. There's something weird's going to happen in this match.
See, I mean, the same argument, which is why the people who cry that Kofi Kingston lost in 8 seconds. Like, in a real setting, Brock Lesnar puts him down immediately, and he's done.
Yes.
So, like, let's call a spade here. It was what it was. Adding the element, I just feel like they're in a position where, like, you have to give it to Rey at this point. With Brock going over time and again and beating the shit out of his kid and beating the shit out of him and then beating Cain Velasquez. Like, what is the end game then? What are you getting out of the program other than just having Brock just dominate people? You didn't need it. You're not building the character of Brock.
Yeah,
It's
we got to
been
wait for
built.
Dominic to come back and beat him. Like,
Right. Well, we joked about that being a thing like a month ago. So
He's the next number 1 contender.
I just wouldn't shock me if Rey goes over. And I'm gonna be the guy, and I'm gonna pick Rey in this match.
If they do that, okay, and I know...
And I wouldn't hate it because it's no holds barred, depending on how it is played out. They could bring Kane out to
I was
help
just
out.
thinking,
Well, in order for that to
you have
happen,
it a 2-on-1.
they would need to be in the
Dominic.
They would need to be in the parking lot, and they were all of a sudden, Cain Velasquez would have to hit Lesnar with a friggin' car for me to believe that. Which, maybe. Did I just book that? I don't know.
Could Dominic be a factor in this? Absolutely.
God, I hope not.
He might come out and hit him with the tequila sunrise or whatever the hell that's a drink, right?
I mean, yes, it's a drink, I think.
Isn't that what is Adam Cole call the move though?
Oh God,
It's the Canadian Destroyer.
It's something sunrise.
I'm
Give it a
obviously
P.
I'm obviously.
Polynesian sunrise.
What are we in fucking Disney?
It's you said. What did you say? Jamaican
I
sunrise.
said the tequila sunrise because it's an actual drink because I
It's
drink
something.
alcohol.
He said something. I'll figure it out. It's something like
I
that.
was just say you're the fruity drinking guy.
I'm not the guy. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, this guy. Is he even old enough to drink?
You shut your
All right,
mouth.
so I'm going Rey.
I'm straight edge. I'm like CM Punk. You leave me alone. Okay?
I'm going Rey.
Fire me, Vince.
Who you going with?
Listen.
I'm going Brock, and I think Brock pins Rey on top of Kane.
On top of Dominic.
Well, well, Ray has to be on the bottom because his shoulders are off the
Well,
mat.
that's okay. So Kane
Panama
on top
Sunrise.
of Ray.
I was free. I was close. Polynesian, Panama. I was close.
P and P.
You put respect on my name.
No.
No, you make it sound like you're going on a Disney vacation.
Maybe I am. Oh, you're one to talk.
I was gonna
You're
say,
one to talk.
I do go on Disney
Hi,
vacations.
popcorn kettle black.
But I do go on Disney vacations. So you have Brock. You have.
I mean, I'll just be very clear. If Rey Mysterio beats Brock Lesnar, I know it's a few Survivor Series ago, 50-year-old Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in like 35 seconds.
Survivor Series is like not Brock's show.
This will be more shocking than that. Okay, so
Really? More shocking than Goldberg, basically or Lesnar jobbing out to Goldberg?
Lesnar is 10 of Rey Mysterio. He's 10 of him. I don't know. 10. I'm going Lesnar.
Ray's got that pipe.
Does Ray keep coming back down like Dolph Ziggler to get F5 over
glad
and over and over and over?
Glad
and
he didn't
over.
pick up on what you said, by the way.
He's got that pipe.
Oh God!
He's gonna lay the pipe. He's gonna lay the pipe.
He's
He's gonna lay the pipe right on Brock.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
Hello. Over on the Facebook, we got Pete Evans stoked for the whole weekend takeover, then Survivor Series.
What
NXT
up, Pete?
What's up, plant its flag this weekend. We totally agree. John says these Survivor Series teams are a throwback to past Survivor Series when you had heels and baby faces team up. I agree with that.
Yep.
John says, I guess we know who's taking the pin. He says Alicia Fox just got out of rehab, I read.
Wow.
Shocking. Hate to say it.
Hate to see it.
Rosca says
How the
NXT
mighty
Women's
have
Survivor
fallen.
Series. John thinks that Dominic turns on Ray.
Oh,
I mean, that I can see. But why are we putting him in a Lesnar match then for this to happen? He could have done that 6 months ago to get it over with.
David Rosca has Daniel Bryan, of course.
Oh, I got to read. Did we read John's predictions, by the way?
We did not. Would you like to go through John's predictions?
I would. I just got to find them. They disappeared on me. Where'd they go?
By the way, it's
Oh, there they are.
10-10 at the halftime. Colts Texans, if anybody cares.
There you go.
So,
Let's go Colts.
John, and I'll save his NXT predictions for the other side, obviously. John has Brock over Ray, Bailey over Becky and Baszler, the Viking Raiders, other known as the Viking Experience, over the New Day and Fish and O'Reilly. NXT team, the women's match over Raw and SmackDown. Team NXT
TBD,
also
nice.
win.
Well done.
The Team NXT also win over Raw and SmackDown in the men's match. The Fiend over Daniel Bryan. Nakamura over AJ and Roderick Strong. And then Adam Cole loses the NXT title to Pete Dunne.
So he's got Pete Dunne winning that triple threat match.
Real quick question before we go to break, because it's main roster oriented. What in the world is in Eric Rowan's cage?
I don't know.
Is it Misty?
Maybe it's a mini Luke Harper.
Maybe it's his contract.
I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe it's Natty's cat.
If you had, oh my God, with the cat ears. If you had to guess the men's NXT team, who would it be?
Oh, gee. Oh, God.
I mean,
if you had to think, I understand they're going through war the night before.
I would say, well, we got 5, so I'd say Keith Lee, Matt Riddle,
Yep.
Ciampa.
Yep. Probably the 2 losers in the whoever doesn't win in the triple threat for the number 1 contender match. I would say at least one of them. So I would say Killian Dane.
Maybe.
I don't think they put Damian Priest in there. By the way, where the hell did that guy come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know, Crump?
I could see Finn.
I don't know if he aligns himself with, I don't know, the night after.
Yeah, I could see Finn. What happened the night before doesn't matter. It's WWE programming.
I could see Dijakovic.
See, I didn't want to say him. I have
Why,
this
you don't
like
like him? You don't
I
like
do, but I don't. I think he's kind of cheesy, but like he's
awesome.
very good in the ring.
Very good.
I guess Dijakovic, yeah.
There's a lot, though. There's a lot of options
talent
you can
in
go
NXT.
Because you didn't
Well,
even mention.
I know where you're going. You're going to save it, though, which you should.
I think that my mystery person
And I
for
completely
the NXT WarGames, the Ciampa team, is likely to
Because
be
if he's
going to
be on one, he's going to be on both. He has to be.
Well, yeah, because it makes an impact.
Well, it's exposure for the first pay-per-view, too.
No pun intended.
Oh.
Oh, we'll have to save that for the other
What does
side.
he mean? What does he mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I would take Finn out and put him in.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could see both of them, and that would round out the
So
team.
it's 5, right? It's
It is 5.
So if it's
To
Ciampa,
me, Riddle,
yeah,
Ciampa,
Lee,
Keith Lee are the absolute definites.
I'd put Killian Dane. They're going to include one of those 3.
Yeah, see, I don't think they needed the NXT. Pete Dunne might be one.
If he loses, if he's not facing Adam Cole, I
don't think Pete Dunne's facing Adam Cole.
You don't really,
No, I think it might be Damian Priest.
really,
Because of the feud that's been between Dunne. Well, I mean, I guess here's our first match of NXT that we're previewing. Because of the feud that they've been building between Pete Dunne and Killian Dane, I could see them costing each other the match and Damian Priest slipping into that.
The reason why
I think Pete Dunne makes more of an impact on the Survivor Series team as well by being on that team.
The reason why I'm leading Pete Dunne, it's because I think Triple H, their intention is to have one of the matches of the night, if not the match of the night, to kind of intrigue people to move over to NXT.
I like Damian Priest, though.
Oh, no disrespect to him, but I think Pete Dunne's one of the most underrated. I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Oh, I
right
mean,
now.
I don't think any of us disagree with that, but
So I think they're going for that. You know what I'm saying? To where, what's going to give us the best, let's say, 20-minute match.
so if I was going to go that route, then I would say Killian Dane wins then, because
Really?
Killian Dane is a guy who, once out of Triple H's power, was put on the main roster and never utilized.
True.
He could say, go ahead, kid, go out there and show him what you got with Adam Cole.
I'm very intrigued for whatever that match is going to be. Whoever wins that match and faces Adam Cole, I think I might be more interested in that match than anything because the sheer mystery with it.
Like, honestly, my prediction for that match, I don't know that I really can pick a clear winner just kind of by talking with you here on it, but what I would say for me as the definite is I do not think Pete Dunne wins this match.
Is that the main event for WarGames?
No, the WarGames match will be the main
Which
event.
one? Which one?
The men.
So we'll go women's. No, the women's will probably lead off the thing.
Yeah, they'll have
'Cause
one
they
to
don't-
open and one to close.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Break time?
yeah, I think we're pretty much at the break time. All right. Wow. If you join us on Instagram, Periscope, and Twitter, make the jump over to Facebook and YouTube.
Twitter will have. We'll be on Twitter for the second half as well.
Oh, good. All right, Twitter, you're with us. I love that. Keep hanging with us. So Periscope and Instagram, guys, jump over to the Facebook, over to the YouTube, or over to the Twitter. Check us out. We're going to continue to talk previews. We're talking NXT TakeOver WarGames. We're going to talk a little bit of AEW and anything else. And CM Punk, obviously. We got to talk about CM Punk as well. And if you guys, whatever reason you can't join us for the rest of the show, don't forget we have podcast versions. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on SoundCloud. What else are we on, guys?
Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio.
We're all over the freaking place. So you can download, you can stream our podcast versions, catch a second half during your morning commute tomorrow or whenever you need to. Like, subscribe on all of them, and follow A2D Radio. But we hope you stick with us because we want to talk to you guys. We're brought to you first half real quick by Specialized Physical Therapy and obviously ATS Sports Picks. We're going to talk to you guys in a few minutes.
everybody, I'm Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and everybody's got a price for lazy booking. Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Lazy Booking. Go, it's true. It's damn true. Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and if you want to know what's going on in wrestling, check out Lazy Bookings. Ho!
Welcome back to Lazy Booking on A2DRadio.com from the Real Talk Studios. Niche Night goes on. Wrestling talk tonight. Guys, we're brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, our doctor, Dr. Paul Vidal. He's in Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton, New Jersey. Also find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. No appointment necessary. Go see the doc. He's the man. He's the best in the business. And our topic of conversation, I'm excited to see or watch Survivor Series. Agree, disagree. Brought to you by ATS Sports Picks. ATSSportsPicks.com. Use the promo code A2D. Get 20% off all first-time packages.
And by the way, just get the whole package. Don't just buy a specific sport. Don't buy just basketball.
Yeah.
If you want to try them out, buy the weekend.
Yeah.
40, 50, 60 bucks. Get you a whole weekend's worth of plays.
I'm with you.
I hear you.
Don't buy just basketball.
No, if you're going to do it, go all in.
If you're going to go go all in.
Give yourself a chance to win more. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how you track a football, by the way? So wide receivers are allowed to track footballs in the air?
I suppose.
Is that how this game works?
I guess. Maybe only in Houston, I guess.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway.
Well, we obviously have Sunday Night Football and coming off of a big
Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football. I don't freaking know. We also had a big Flyers win
Will
tonight
Fuller's
for
hurt
our
again?
hockey fans.
Sorry.
That's all right. 5-3 Flyers win tonight for all you puckheads out there. So that's your hockey happy hour. We're out of time, fans. We'll see you next week on Thunder. But we are getting back into our prediction extravaganza. We have NXT TakeOver WarGames. We went over Survivor Series, first half of the show. If you get a chance and you missed it, go back. You can catch it on, obviously, YouTube, Instagram, Periscope, Facebook. You know, we're all over social media, Twitter. You know, and if not, check it out in the podcast version. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, somewhere else.
Spreaker.
I know. Right, I don't even know what that
Spotify.
is. See? I said Spotify.
Okay,
Greg.
just making sure. We're everywhere.
Greg Milakovic joining us tonight from AM and the PM, filling in for Maddie, and obviously Mr. Ryan Brodo, and yours truly, Mr. Chrome. We are ready to roll. Ryan, please pull up the card.
Drum roll, please.
Before we get into that, I just want to add this.
Oh, here
okay,
we go.
it pertains
Ryan's
to
adding stuff.
it pertains to
Where's
NXT
Ralph at?
Takeover. Oh, where's Ralph at? First off, we all know where Ralph's at. We know.
He's in the basement somewhere.
Yes, he's in front of the gaming setup.
With a smorgasbord. He's got like a cheese set up in front of him.
Why not?
The
cheese and
monitor has
cracker.
gravy smeared all over
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
He's got a picture of David Hasselhoff
I
saying
bet
thumbs
I
up, you
bet
got this.
He's got the big tub of cheese balls, too.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
I could see it. Yeah, I could see him being that guy. Actually, Christmas is around the corner. Maybe I'll give him his next supply.
I'm sure he'll be very appreciative of that.
Where you get the triple can of popcorn.
Yes.
Oh, Oh.
Wow.
Almost
That
double
went in.
doink.
Doink. These kickers suck. Anyway, to your point.
Well, that's 3 more
Triple
points.
H teased a big surprise at NXT TakeOver WarGames, stating there would be one, quote, epic member of Team Ciampa fans would learn the day of the event. Quote, I know that at WarGames there's an open slot on the Ciampa team that's going to be a day of when people find out. He said it's going to be epic.
Yes, I believe it. I would agree with that. It might be impactful.
Maybe. Do you know who we're talking
I
about?
have no idea.
You'll find out in a few minutes. Let's start off
I was
with
waiting for someone to drop it so I could.
We're gonna do that one last.
Let's go.
Let's
We'll do
run
that
the
one
rest
last.
of the card.
So let's refresh the memory of anyone who's just joining us. We kind of predicted the first one, which was Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest versus Killian
Right.
Dane, #1 contender match.
Right.
I'm going Pete Dunne.
Greg went
I didn't go. I will go Killian Dane.
And I'm going to, I'll go Priest just to keep the trend that seemed to happen when we were doing Survivor Series, and we all have a different pick.
So then we'll go to the women's War Games, which consists of Shayna Baszler, Kaylee Ray, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, and Tegan Nox.
I think that I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler's team.
I agree with that because I have Team NXT women winning on Survivor Series, and I think that's going to have Rhea Ripley at the at the head of it.
Makes sense. I think that they're going to have Shayna going strong into that match too with Becky and them. So I think that you end up with Shayna winning this.
Although Tegan Nox is very nice on the eyes, I can't buy into Rhea.
No,
she doesn't. So I'm going Shayna. Shayna's team. Yeah.
She's just like, I like this uniform better than this
pretty
uniform.
Much, that's pretty much how I'm going with this one. So a lion will beat a falcon. Yes, we're going.
So you're going the March Madness Team Jersey approach.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I love it.
All right.
At least for that one.
Okay, makes sense.
I love it.
Then we go to so we'll do the men's War Games last. We'll do Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle.
Oh, it's an intriguing match. I think Balor wins this match. Very intriguing, though.
I'm also going to go Balor because obviously this was not originally slated to be Riddle versus Balor. It was going to be Gargano versus Balor. And I had Finn Balor winning either way, so I don't see them changing the outcome.
Gargano hurt?
Yes, Gargano was hurt.
Gotcha.
So I'm also going to go Balor.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be a very interesting spot to have Riddle go over. But he did just have his run with Adam Cole, and I think this would be a tough time to bring Finn in and then lose almost right away.
Mm-hmm. Particularly his first match back after being jobbed out to the Fiend.
Yeah, and if this was Gargano, I could see a loss coming potentially to Finn, but I don't buy it with Riddle.
Yeah, it's tough.
Although I like Riddle. I like his character. I like what he is, but I don't buy him beating Finn Balor.
Right.
So we arrive to the men's War Games.
That's it? It's like a 4-match card?
It's only usually a 5-match card.
Yeah.
This might be 4 just because
of the 2 War Games?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long weekend for a lot of them, too.
They'll get 2 hours out of it.
Oh, of course. And usually they're a little bit shorter anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The NXT cards. Men's War Games, which is the Undisputed Era versus the team of Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and to be determined. Chrome, announce who to be determined is, because I agree.
So is this 4-on-4?
This is 4-on-4.
Okay. Aren't they usually 5-on-5?
Not the War Games. They're 4-on-4.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My pick for War Games will be the Friday Night Delight himself, Mr. Johnny Morrison.
Oh, that's Impact. Okay. I get it now.
Johnny Impact. Yes, I believe that John Morrison, who has been essentially off the radar for a while now. You really
Catch
haven't
the
seen
ball! Sorry.
You went up to Ralphie octaves.
That was.
I mean, the ball, it's like Nelson. It hit him right in the hands.
No, nothing's like Nelson.
No, this is like Nelson.
Is that T.Y.?
No, because at least he had it for 5 seconds.
And it's like, that's Nelson versus the Falcons.
You can't drop that
That's
ball.
Nelson versus the Falcons.
Deflected, all right.
Oh, stop it. It hit him right in the hands.
Listen, I'm used to giving wide receivers excuses.
Oh, my God. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
John Morrison's been under the radar.
He's been under the radar. You know, when the rumors announced or the rumors were around that he had signed, he tried to kind of decline that happened. But I think that this is the perfect time to bring him in, and I do believe that he will be a part of Team NXT the following night, which will be it's a boost and a credibility to Team NXT to have him on there. And again, it's somebody impactful. I think they're going to want to have someone who can create an impact not just on WarGames, but can come in and legitimize that team the next night. And John Morrison and his return on a WWE main card pay-per-view too would be really huge.
Is the hope with John Morrison, is he staying on NXT?
Yes, I believe he would stay on NXT.
I like that. I think he's one of those guys, as we talked earlier in the show, that, brings that top-level main roster talent, but can also do it at the developmental level.
Right.
And provide a lot of value for that show. And as you said, legitimacy.
And his working style with the NXT style that you see with a lot of those guys down there would create some great matches.
Do we get the tag team of Miz and Morrison back again?
Oh, I mean, I would love to get that at some point.
Can we get, the old outfits, too, where Miz is, basically wearing jorts?
This guy with the outfits.
Jorts and, lifting gloves,
Yeah.
like the old Diesel gloves.
This guy with the outfits.
With the...
Yeah, with their mohawk hairs.
Well, you know what the first feud would be, right?
And the fedora.
At least in my opinion, I think the first feud that Morrison would have would be Morrison versus Matt Riddle. Imagine that.
See, I think Morrison will be a face, though. But
as we've seen, it doesn't always have to be heel versus babyface. I could
see them
NXT.
throwing him right in at Adam Cole.
Really?
Boom. I could say it. That or Roddy Strong.
Get a title on him quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
John asked us a question. He said, what's your boldest predictions for NXT and Survivor Series? Wildest thing you think will happen, debut or return?
John Morrison. That's it. That's the guy.
Do you have another one? And maybe that's not you don't have to label it as your official prediction, but something that you could see happening. For me, I could see, going to that, the men's NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown match. I can see them doing something. Maybe this is Seth, where he takes off the shirt and it says NXT, for example. You know what I'm saying? I know the Big Show did it years and years ago in a Battle Royal where he had Raw on it and then he took it off and it said SmackDown or vice versa. It was one of the two. So I could see them doing that because this is the first time they've really had the opportunity to do that since then.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be crazy. I think that's actually realistic. I don't know if it's him. I mean, the obvious choice would be Kevin Owens, but like we talked about, I think they've teased that. Usually when they tease it previous, or prior to them actually doing it, it never usually happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I think we kind of threw him out because I said I think that Seth turns. I don't know if that's how bold of a prediction that is, but I haven't really heard anybody else make that statement.
No, I agree. I think he is going to turn. That's how I have King Corbin winning.
Don't wish that on us.
I'm not wishing. I'm just predicting.
This guy.
I'm not wishing. I'm just predicting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For me, it's that's my NXT one is John Morrison, and for Survivor Series, Seth Sterling. I can't really give too much more than that.
I'll be that guy. I'll say my bold prediction is that Ronda Rousey shows up and she interferes in the women's triple threat.
Okay. Maybe she costs Shayna and then she ends up challenging Shayna for the NXT title?
No, they won't do that.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I keep going back to that is, to John's point he talked about earlier, to where it seems like, they might be teasing it officially now, the four horsewomen thing. I think if she got involved in this match, it would be perfect in 3 different ways. Number 1, obviously the relationship with Shayna. 2, where did things leave off with Ronda Rousey, with Becky Lynch, to where she's involved with that, and with Bayley, that plays into the 4 horsewomen thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would kind of do 3 things at once, and it would obviously create a shocking moment to where. Other than that, like we talked about, Survivor Series is one of those pay-per-views that, kind of like SummerSlam, for example, they love to have shocking moments. Maybe not shocking endings, but, I think, Chrome, you have, Rey Mysterio being like the shocking moment to where he beats Brock Lesnar. So that kind of fills the role there. But since I have Lesnar winning and I have a lot of, standard finishes, maybe that's something where that's the bulletin board material type thing, especially if you talk about, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first pay-per-view of theirs since being on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You might want some bulletin board material and
need
Rousey's
some sort of firework.
Yeah, especially with Rousey. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just kind of looking at a list and trying to see like what free agents that could be out there that could be a surprise.
There's not really a lot.
No, I mean this list, a lot of them have signed recently.
The only free agent out there is like Marty Scurll, but he's going to AEW.
I hate it too. It annoys me.
That he's going to AEW?
Yeah.
Really? Why, you want him to come WWE?
I just
Let it out. Let it out.
Like, to me, what AEW is becoming is like
TNA of 2009?
No, it's like we're just the boys hanging out, and it's same old shit.
TNA of 2009.
Minus having, like, John Moxley there. Like, it's all these guys who, like, it's like watching Ring of Honor from 3 years ago. It's the same guys, same matches, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not called the Bullet Club. They're the Elite now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shit.
But
Like,
it's on TV now, Chrome. It's different.
It was on TV then. I mean, you may have had to tune into some station at like 1 a.m. to get it, but it was
like
still on TV.
Prism After Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't know.
I got you.
CM Punk is involved in some way.
Oh, hi. How are you?
In like a match. Obviously, he can't be part of any type of TBD because that's all NXT. I'm just saying.
Seth
Right.
Rollins?
CM Punk will be involved in some way.
Would shock me if CM Punk was involved.
I mean, my TV.
It wouldn't?
It would
It
shock
would,
me.
okay.
I mean, my TV would end up getting broken somehow.
So let's
with things just flying around in the room.
Well, let's transition into CM Punk.
Who did you have winning the final men's? Because I didn't go.
I will go, since I had the heels winning the women's match, I'll go Team Ciampa.
And you were Team Ciampa, Team
Ciampa.
Morrison. I'll go Undisputed Era.
There you go.
Why not?
I think
Because why not?
why
right?
not, right?
Yeah.
I just think Adam Cole's just going to be on a roll.
Great answer.
Yeah. Anyway, CM Punk.
I'm trying to pull another. Yeah, so CM Punk on WWE Backstage this week had his interview with Rene Young. So I like that they did a sit down for. First of all, I liked how the show opened up. She does the walkthrough, walks by, and he says, "All right, they added the zeros to the account. We're good. The deposit hit. Let's go." Love that. Everybody knows it's a shot himself. Everybody knows he loves money. But I like the opening, and obviously I like that they didn't jump right into it. You know, they did their opening shtick, and the breaking news: Ember Moon tore her Achilles, and she's out.
She said like 5 words that entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most she said was to David Arquette.
Yeah.
She was not happy that
She
he
wasn't even
didn't,
able to no disrespect, but she wasn't even able to fully diagnose her own injury.
Yeah.
Like we were like, so what happened? She's like, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know.
But I was about, I guess it was like 10, 15 minutes into the show. Yes.
We have to do John's picks. He said, "Hey guys, you didn't do my picks."
Oh, sorry, John.
Hold on, John.
Sorry.
We're going back.
Where's Ralph?
Hey. Once again, you know where he is. For he has Team Rhea Ripley over Team Baszler.
Okay.
Team Undisputed Era over Team
Let's
Ciampa.
go, John. Let's go.
Riddle over Balor.
Wow.
And Pete Dunne over Killian Dane and Damian Priest.
Okay.
I like it.
We don't have a lot together, but that's okay. Yeah, I still respect you anyway. But yeah, so obviously they did the sit-down interview. As we kind of knew, he's a Fox employee, not a WWE employee. My takeaway from this, did you watch any of this? Okay.
I did.
So
I saw the clip when he walked back in at the end 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's about the extent that I saw.
You know, so he basically talked about how, you know, this wasn't even a thing 6 months ago. And if you watch the clip that WWE dropped on YouTube this week before that, where he was talking last week, you know, he essentially said Fox came to him and said, you know, we have Troy Aikman for the NFL. We have A-Rod for baseball. We want you to be that guy for our wrestling. And he knew he was going to be working with WWE. And essentially he said, you know, I've said no to everything. And this was the first time I was like, ooh, well.
What if?
I'm not going to say he said, my instant reaction wasn't to be like, no. And I thought, well, that could be interesting. And he said, right away, I kind of figured, or it clicked in me that this could be a good thing. And it kind of snowballed from there. And, she asked him who knew. And
it probably
he said,
helps that his MMA career sucked.
Right.
Probably doesn't hurt.
Well, that may have been referenced in this show. But he did talk about how, his circle of friends is small, so only like 10 people really knew about it. He's not talked to anybody from WWE. And he said, I'm able to be on here and criticize the product. He said, and that's what I love to do. But he said, I'm going to pat people on the back when they deserve it, and I'm going to criticize the product. And he said, I don't have to worry about getting jobbed out or being suspended. He said, I don't work for WWE. They're not going to fire me. As long as this show is on, and Fox wants him on there, he's on there.
Right.
And they want him to be raw and legit. So, and he did that. Yeah, they asked him about Baron Corbin. The first thing he asked, he's like, I don't really know the guy, but that segment was stupid. It was terrible.
The opening?
The opening from SmackDown where they did like
the big dog
and
it was a friggin' mascot.
Yeah, it was a mascot with a dog. Yeah,
when he trashed Roman.
Yeah,
and Roman wasn't even there.
Yeah, and he was like, I haven't seen a lot of this King Corbin guy, but this wasn't a good start.
Yeah,
and I'm like, welcome to WWE.
Well, we're diving right in,
and he's got him winning.
Yeah,
and this guy's got him winning.
It's true, but he dove right in. He said he likes the women. He said, but a lot of us have said, how many times do we have to make a first for the women? He said, at this point, let them just do their thing. Not everything has to be a first and a hashtag.
Yep.
And he did. He spoke a lot of what a lot of us think.
Which, if Stephanie McMahon was watching that, she was going freaking crazy when he said that. Because that was a shot at her. That's a shot at her.
Well, it's a shot at all of them.
Yeah, but it's really a shot
they're
at Stephanie
exploiting
McMahon.
the women's movement at this point.
Seriously, how long does this got to go on?
It's
like
crazy.
I get it. Like you're still breaking down walls. I get it, but to his point and to your point, it's like, when is enough enough? Just let it happen.
Well, like we talked about before, it's kind of overkill, and that's the reason why I bring up Stephanie McMahon, because that she's not trying to take credit for it. I'm not trying to say that. But I think it's very convenient when all of these, the first women's this, first women's this. She's just conveniently the special guest, like, ring commentator. Mm-hmm. Like, her voice has to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Steph, so you want to promote these women. Why are you there?
Yeah.
Are you wrestling? No. Like, I get it. Like, Vince is creating all of this. You don't see him involved with everything. So that's why I say when he was talking about all that, she was probably like, how dare he? How dare he?
There's not a lot.
I'm firing him. Oh, wait.
Awkward.
To be honest, there wasn't a lot that Punk said that I didn't disagree with, I disagreed with.
He's the voice of the voiceless.
I agreed with a lot of them. But that was kind of the basic gist. He's there. He's going to be – he's for him, it's gloves off. He can say what he wants. He's a Fox employee. He's not a WWE employee.
John brings up a great point. I was going to bring this up. The best moment was when he's talking to Renee, and she was talking about the Shield.
And he said, "Oh, who's your favorite Shield member?"
And he's like, she kept saying like those Shield guys because she knows.
He's like, "Oh, do you have a favorite Shield guy?"
And he's like, "Wait, those Shield guys. Who is your favorite?"
And she's like, "I like them all equally."
She had a great. It was almost like she was prepped for that. You know what I'm saying? Like she had a quick, fire back, which was good.
No, it was really good. And apparently Rene, from what he made it sound like, Rene was a part of, like, bringing him into this as well.
It's very obvious to me, just from the outside, that she's one of the few people he trusts that's still from that company.
Right. And Paige, apparently, too, because it seems like he has a pretty good relationship with Paige. What?
Nothing. I'm just reading a comment.
Sure, a lot of wrestlers have a good relationship with Paige. Is that where you were going?
No, just reading a comment.
Just read a comment. That's it. Whatever. He did say he really enjoyed Paige's reactions at his return. So,
I'm sure she did.
I look at this though, and like, what's good about this is a lot of it.
So good.
I feel like this could open the door for AJ too. because I do think she should get her recognition for
yeah.
where the women are at to this day. And I think that she's stood by him as her husband, but now this opens doors for her to have an opportunity. It wouldn't shock me if she appeared in the Royal Rumble.
Women's Royal. Oh, yep, exactly. I
Is she
agree.
on Team TBD?
She could be on Team TBD.
Is she the epic member of Team Ciampa? It's a women's first.
Yeah. Hashtag women's first.
There you go. He was teasing it there. Oh,
That's funny.
oh my God! You got to
And
read
true.
John's comment. You got to read John's comment.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, man, I think I lost the chat.
Oh no, this one's there.
No, I mean, I think I lost the chat. As in, it's probably not going to have the comments on there.
How did you lose the chat?
Because I went out of it for a minute.
Oh, it's at the very bottom.
Page up, down, down.
Yep.
It's all that one.
Yep.
John said Morrison versus Ricochet Lucha Underground rematch. That would be fun. And he says, I mean, makes sense if Punk gets involved. It is in Chicago. I don't think it's happening. He says David thing was a massive train wreck. The Arquette. So
Yeah,
I
it
usually
was
love
cringy.
those segments, but I fast forwarded this one. See, it was good in a lot of ways, though. So then the next segment was they did promo school, which actually those have been kind of entertaining until this week. Was kind of
Until this week, yes.
it was off the rails, but they have David Arquette, who is actually a professional wrestler now in the independent scene.
Oh, my God.
And
Why?
Because you made that great movie.
he's a former WCW champion.
I forget the name of the movie, though.
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble.
He's
How do I forget that? It was so
He's a former
easy.
WCW champion.
Which they talked about in promo
Yeah.
school.
So, like, he cuts a promo on Booker. It talks about, like, his title. Like, Booker has one title. It should have 2 or 5 or some shit. But he said, hey, I held the title before you did. But this is where he looks at Punk, and he makes a reference to how shitty Punk's MMA career was.
yes.
What was the exact line, Ryan?
I don't know the exact
It
line.
was something along the lines of, like, they would give something about giving him. He would get the boot off of there, but he would still have had more time in the business than CM Punk's
something
terrible
like that.
MMA
I'll try and
career.
find the exact quote. I'll try and find it.
And then he apologized to Punk.
What do you apologize for?
Exactly.
Exactly. And then he just went on some weird tangent. Like, it's hard to remember everything he said because he started decent. He's made a comment about Booker's wife and her screaming. But then apparently Booker was nice back to him because apparently I didn't even realize this. Apparently Booker feels like he put him on the map because when David Arquette won the WCW title, he came out the next night and said, I don't deserve this. Guys like Booker T do. And he said, nobody ever mentioned my name in the main event until David Arquette did it on live TV.
Which I don't know if you want to.
And apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, Booker met his wife on the set of Ready to Rumble. That's what they said on there.
Yeah.
So David Arquette, I guess, has something to do
Carte
with that.
blanche with his wife.
John Danzo says David Arquette takes the Universal title from the Fiend.
Oh, God.
That's his bold prediction.
That's it. That's it.
Book it. Let's go.
I'm just seeing what comments
When does
I missed.
Backstage air?
Tuesdays at 11.
o'clock on FS1 at Tuesday. I DVR.
So
Okay.
literally, as I'm getting home from producing Birds with a Feather, I get a chance to watch it.
Yeah,
Why again? DY again?
I know. I have him playing. I need him to start catching some freaking
And that's
football.
2 third downs.
But so Punk said to him, he gave him an F- and said, "I like that you took the shots." He said, "It is what it is. It happened. It's real life. I have no problem with it. Like
Right.
it's not like I'm going to tell you it didn't happen." And he said, "I don't have a problem with it. I live with it. It's not a big deal." He said, "You should have went with it instead of apologizing to me." He said, he literally said, he said to him, and he did say this, he said, "You should have railroaded me with it," and just kept going with it. There was that, but the epic part, and you can find this on this, actually, I think went viral. He cut a promo on Tom Arnold. So Tom Arnold tweeted out something like, "I love CM Punk, but I think even he's super skinny now. I think even I can beat him."
Yeah, he's 150 pounds?
Yeah.
Even I can take him.
And then he basically, oh God, He cursed in the promo and said something about shit on his tongue and an idiot who had a tattoo of Roseanne and had to get it covered up with a tattoo of...
Oh, God. What was the tattoo?
And he said, this come from a guy who has ramen tattooed on him.
Oh, yeah. And you got it replaced with, oh, my God. I'll find it.
Come on, Andy. This is where you usually pop in.
Yeah, he watches these things like 1,000 times.
I know. Andy's usually like, oh, I could give you the exact quote from Saturday night's main event in November 11th in 1987. But anyway.
But what did he say at the end, though?
Oh.
The big moment was at the end.
And he said, stop trying to make your name off of me, Seth. I mean, Tom. Because he did address Seth Rollins tweeting him saying, fight me too. And he basically said, stay off Twitter. Stay off of Twitter.
And then Booker T, he's like, whoa, hold on.
He wants to get back in the ring,
He's trying to get back in the ring.
He's trying to get back in the ring, dog.
And then CM Punk's like, oh, it was just a slip of the tongue. It was a slip of the tongue.
Freudian slip of the tongue.
There it is.
Yeah. But he made a line talking about the guy who banged Roseanne. And talking all this shit and this and that. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good. It went viral. But I think overall Punk's going to be really good on there. So the question coming out of it is, do we get the vibe that CM Punk is going to step in the ring again? So that was the big thing. So Rene asked him, will we see you in the ring again? He said, it is. He said, I've been in the business long enough. He said, it's not something I want to do. It's something I'm looking to do. But he said, I'm 41 and I've been around long enough to know to never say never. But he said, there's a lot of fixing that needs to be done, a lot of walls that need to be taken down. And he said at this point, those walls may take as long to come down as it took to put the Great Wall of China up.
Right.
So
what does that really mean, though?
I think that
he's back this week.
No, it means that's him saying, if you pay me enough, I'm going to do it. Therefore, he's coming back at one of the crown jewels.
So I could see him doing the Saudi show. Realistically, I definitely, me and Ryan agreed, I definitely get the vibe he's stepping back in the ring.
100%.
But I don't think it's going to be as soon as some people speculate.
And I think it's going to be I think it's going to mirror what Goldberg did, to where it's like a 3-match run, very simple, like last ride. I don't think it's going to be a Lesnar thing. I don't think it's going to be a Rousey thing. I think it's literally going to be a couple matches and then we're done.
I don't think that we're going to get him until at the earliest SummerSlam of next year.
Oh, no. I'm not saying the timeline.
But there's people like, oh, he's going to be at the Rumble.
No,
he's going to be
shot.
at WrestleMania.
No.
I would be shocked if he was in that early.
No, I mean, if he's going to be in the Rumble, it would be next year's Rumble, for example. Which here's the issue. I don't know if he's going to be on that show all the time. I don't know if the interest is still going to be that high a year from now.
I think it will be.
Really?
If he keeps the level that he had, and if he's very honest, which I think he will be, I think people will follow this guy anywhere. People who watch AEW will tune in just to hear him shit on WWE.
Oh, I don't deny that.
I think that it was a brilliant, brilliant move by WWE to bring him in.
He has the exact transcript. There he is. There he is.
Who, Andy?
Yeah.
And he says, if I wanted shit from you, I would scrape off your tongue. You have a tattoo of Roseanne that you covered up with a tattoo of Stephen King. That's what it was. Thank you, Andy. That's
Appreciate
what you're,
you, Andy.
Hey, he's the B show, but hey, he's a good stat guy.
John Danza said CM Punk 2020 Hall of Fame and wrestles at Mania booking room.
I don't know about 2020, but I do believe he'll be Hall of Fame fairly quick. So I think 2020 is a little early. I think Batista's going to be the headliner this year for Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Or NWO.
So I want to ask Greg, since he wasn't on last week when we talked about it. Last week we gave like a list of kind of wrestlers that you would want to see wrestle CM Punk matches.
So give us like a 3 to 5 list of guys you'd want to see CM Punk up against.
I would say I'd like to see Seth and CM Punk. I'd like to see AJ CM Punk. I'm trying to think of guys that we haven't seen or it's been a while.
AJ has been a very long time, since like 2005 in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I would even throw Samoa Joe in there too because of those feuds.
I haven't watched a lot of him, but I've liked what I've seen from, Adam Cole, and would like to see that. I like to see him versus Finn too.
That's a good one.
That
would be a great match.
I think that would be a really good one. And then, I'd like to see him versus Kevin Owens.
I think that
was the big one.
That was my number one. I think the two most likely are him versus Kevin Owens, and I think if you're talking about like a Saudi Arabia show, it's CM Punk versus Cena.
Okay.
That's the money match.
One more.
Similar to what they did when they had the first Saudi Arabia show, which was main evented Triple H versus John Cena.
See, what I think would be so hard about that, though, is you have to get Cena's schedule on par with that show, and you have to see if Punk's in the right mind frame to step in at that point. That's a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
Riddle would be a good one, and Riddle uses his move.
Yes.
And that would be kind of cool. That's funny. I actually had that match in my pseudo. If I'm going to make an MMA card, I had CM Punk versus Matt Riddle in an MMA match.
Oh,
because they went the opposite way, right? Punk started here, went to MMA. Riddle started MMA and went here. It's just like, all right, let's see you two fight.
Yeah.
We could build an all MMA card. We could throw it back. We have the rematch of Brock and
you're already going to have multiple rings, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that WarGames?
Yeah.
True.
Are they going to have multiple rings on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have one ring be an MMA match, and then they hop into the next one, and it's wrestling. All in the same match.
And then it's a best out of three. Then they drop the cage for the third match.
We're in.
Money.
And then all things
Book it.
go. MMA, wrestling.
Nut shots, fucking guns. Let's just do it. I just booked it. That's it. We're pulling out guns.
My job's done.
That was good stuff. I definitely think he comes back, though. I don't think there's a question. AEW this week, I'll just give a brief running of it. Hot opening match with. It was like, yeah. I think you're gonna be like, hold on.
No.
I got something to say.
I got something to say. That's what I thought it was. Hot opening match with Rey Fenix and one of the Bucks. I think it was Matt. I don't remember, though. But a really good match. Great promo with Scorpio Sky and Chris Jericho setting up a title match for Scorpio Sky next week. Jericho is in fucking phenomenal. He's in full form at this point. He's back. I mean, he is back in spades.
He looks like freaking Greg Valentine right now.
He does look like Greg the Hammer Valentine with straighter hair.
His whole freaking mane going.
But I mean, I'll tell you, he's on the top of his game again. The guy's a chameleon. He just continues to evolve. And I thought that the main event with Jon Moxley and Darby Allin, they're doing a really good job of building Darby Allin. It was a really great match. The rest of it sucked. It was filler. It wasn't good. The Battle Royal was ridiculous. It wasn't good. Here's my thing, all right? And again, I mean, you guys can tell me I shit on AEW all you want, but I'm going to call there's no reason. You see how critical we are at WWE. Just because they're new doesn't mean I can't be critical of them. JR sucks. He's terrible. I'm going to say it every week. He needs to go. That's one. Number two, this is my problem. You have great matches, like top company type of matches you see, like when you saw with Rey Fenix and one of the Bucks in the beginning. But then you go and you have this Battle Royal. You take out one of your top stars in Pentagon for something stupid in the beginning. You have Orange Cassidy, who walks around with his hands in his pockets.
You don't like it?
It's awful. I hate it. It's so indie. Like, I understand that they're trying to give indie guys a chance, and like, I don't mind having some of that style. But then we have these great matches, and then Jimmy Havoc gets thrown out and comes in with a fucking staple gun and just start staple gunning
Yeah, I
everybody.
know you're not a fan of him. I know.
I don't mind him. But I don't need a staple gun. It's like the first Battle Royal they did where he came in.
That
and
also had a staple gun.
And he stapled a lit cigarette to Joey Janela's head.
Listen, he's going right in.
It's corny, indie, lame shit. That shit's not funny. It's not. I think Orange Cassidy's the dumbest thing in pro wrestling right now.
You don't like his kicks?
He's worse than who's the little skinny guy?
Marco Stunt?
He's worse than Marco Stunt.
Oh no, he's not skinny. He's just short.
Well, he's short and skinny. He might be a small person. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But
Jericho did ask if he was 10.
Midget?
But I will say again this week, proven. What?
I just said midgets.
I said little guy.
Just the way he just jumped in
I'm
there.
like, ooh, midgets?
Just 10 seconds late.
I was like, wait, what?
Just the way.
Luchasaurus, by the way, dude is friggin' over.
I mean, he's awesome.
Over, and he's awesome.
Will he ever be the champion?
I could see it. I could see it.
And then it's mask versus hair match.
Maybe.
Him versus Jericho.
Could be. But overall, to me, AEW packed it in. They lost in the ratings war. In an era where ratings don't really matter anymore. Good show for NXT. Good week for NXT this week. Got the hot pay-per-view. Guys, it's Thanksgiving week. We don't have a show next week.
No.
So I just want to know, what are you thankful for?
Not the Eagles. Usually it's the Eagles.
Give me like one or two things you guys are thankful for this year.
Well, Greg, go ahead.
It's just like a serious segment, or is this like...
It can be
Or
serious.
is this like
it can be
a
corny.
wrestling segment to where everything's a work?
What? I'm always working, you guys. Come on.
This guy.
No, I mean, I'm serious. It's Thanksgiving. We're with family.
No, of course,
I want to know what everybody's thankful for this year before we go off the air.
Obviously, family.
Yeah?
First and foremost, you know what I mean? My personal family, this family,
Yeah.
that family.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Go on.
Your friends that are family, So family in a big, huge umbrella. God, what are you doing? You gonna make another commercial out of this one, too?
Oh, don't make me go on there. Don't make me bring that on. I don't think Chrome knows about that.
No, he will soon.
Well, once we get off the
Provoke
air.
this.
Because, of course.
Hey, everybody. I want to just take a moment
Hello, friends.
and just talk to you about Airborne.
It is delicious.
Love it.
It is delicious.
It is very good. And it's good. It fights all viruses.
Oh,
and
here you
stuff.
go. Andy
Greg's
has one.
thankful for Airborne. Yeah.
Andy says, I'm thankful for my A2D family.
Oh, thanks,
and
Andy.
the bonds that I've made here, my family and friends, and all of my current projects I have working right now. That's all I said.
Hey, buddy. I love
Thanks,
that.
buddy.
I appreciate that.
Love you too, pal.
The A show's always thankful for the B show. What are you thankful for, Ryan?
The Iconics,
True.
Carmella,
Yeah.
Fire and desire,
Alexa Bliss when she's not injured,
which is never.
not Alicia Fox, not Natalia. Yeah, that's about it.
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose, excuse me. Well, I didn't want to take David's thunder.
That's fine. I'll take
Oh,
it.
John also has one, by the way.
Fire and desire.
John, what are you thankful for, buddy?
I'm thankful for my friends and family, you guys, and my baseball team, the Mets. Oh, God.
You're done, John.
Well,
Oh, well, I didn't give my thankful.
What did he end with?
that was it.
No, the Mets. I thought he was more.
I'll just wait for the insults. He said.
See, he knows. Put the music back on.
Mute his mic.
Mute John's mic. That's good.
And I'm thankful for sports. I love sports.
When we
Sports.
win. When we
I don't
win.
care. I just love sports.
You know who
in
I'm
general is
thankful
pretty
I'm a
for?
degenerate.
I'm thankful.
I know you are.
I love gambling. I love sports. I'm a degenerate. I watch everything.
I'm thankful for Carson Wentz because he's going through it right now. And he has to deal with Nelson Aguilar every Sunday.
Yeah.
He's not thankful for Nelson Aguilar.
No. Is anybody?
I'm thankful for Ephraim 33.
And I'm thankful for Frank Reich. I'm thankful for Frank Reich because I remember what he did for us.
He brought us to Super Bowl.
And I'm seeing what he's doing for another team now. Thanks, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thankful for Disney Plus.
Oh, God.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
High five on that
Absolutely. What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my family, the
$6 Tuesday movies.
continued health, my niece and nephew. I'm thankful for my wonderful girlfriend. That's right, guys. I have one of those now.
Now it's getting weird.
This is my day.
I hear you.
I am. I'm thankful for my wonderful girlfriend. I'm thankful for my health. And I agree with you guys, man. Yeah. Sports drives us, man. I love this stuff. You know, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting year, ups and downs, lots of tough times to get through.
A lot of downs. Not so many ups here in Philadelphia.
Four bounces.
Is it still bouncing?
It might be, but and I'm thankful for A2D. It's been
up, down, down.
It's been a ride. I'm coming up on 2 years.
Yes.
This, I guess, next week would technically be the 2-year mark, but we won't be on the air. So I'm coming up on 2 great years with you guys, and with our fam here. So appreciate y'all as always.
Some exciting things to come, by the way, too.
Oh, a lot of excitement to come.
You have no idea.
A lot of excitement.
Yeah, there's going to be, and you know what? I think we're all collectively thankful for those things that are coming on the horizon that we'll be able to share with the fam very soon. And I'm looking forward to. We're all looking forward to be able to share some good news pretty soon. And I'm thankful for our growth. Everything that we've done.
Yes.
You know, we're on podcast forms all over the place.
Yes.
The takeover is real. We got all the new shows this year that have added.
Wow.
All the new personalities and content. I mean, it's cheesy because we're self-promoting ourselves, but it's exciting for us to be a part of.
Yes.
Exciting for you to have you guys a part of it. So appreciate that. You Disney Mark, how much are they paying you?
Shut up, Andy.
Shut your goddamn mouth, Andy.
How dare you talk about Disney like that?
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Thankful for all my Disney trips still.
Yes.
I'm an annual pass holder now, and I love it. And I'm thankful there's going to be another Harry Potter movie coming out.
Yes. You're not a Harry Potter
I'm
guy
so
either, Greg.
thankful this year.
Just so thankful.
No.
Shame.
No.
That's
got
where we
punched in the
lost them.
face.
That's where we lost them.
Yeah.
Um,
So as we sign off here from Butler Cabin. From the Masters, this is Jim Nance signing off.
Saying so long, friends.
So long, friends.
Tiger Woods is your master.
Your Masters champion.
Listen, guys, we love you.
I
Again,
thought we would never see.
We're thankful for you guys, and I want to say
I'm thankful for that. Tiger Woods, you're back, baby.
Yeah. I want to say from our crew here at Lazy Booking, you're going to be talking to the rest of the A2D crew for most of the week anyway. But I know for us, this is the last time before Thanksgiving, so I wish we wish your family
Absolutely.
a happy, healthy, safe Thanksgiving. Has all my favorite Fs: friends, family, football, and food. It's the perfect day. Enjoy it with your family. We'll enjoy it with ours, and we're going to get back with you after next week. So, for Greg, Chrome, Ryan Brodo, for our sponsors, ATS Sports Picks. Greg's thankful when you win money. So hit ATSSportsPicks.com and use the promo code A2D to get 20% off. Buy the good package like Greg said. Make the most of the money. And obviously specialized physical therapy. We appreciate you guys. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.